Good afternoon, everyone. Happy holidays to you all. I hope everyone's having a nice holiday season so far as we get ready for all of the different holidays coming up this December. We're excited here at Hagaman Library to talk to you about some new fiction that we have available. So without further ado, I'm Cynthia Gwiazda, the Community Services Librarian, and I'm excited to bring you talk with you about these new titles. So we will start. Season's readings at Hagaman Library for December 2023. So the first book is The Paris Mystery by Kirsty Manning. Intrepid reporter Charlotte, or Charlie, James arrives in Paris in 1938, eager to make a fresh start. She's chasing her first big scoop as correspondent for British-based newspaper The Times. And she needs to prove to her boss that she can do this job as well, if not better, than her male counterparts. The best way to forge the necessary contacts quickly is to make well-connected British expats Lord and Lady Ashworth her business. Lady Eleanor knows everyone in Parisian high society and at her sumptuously extravagant annual party, a circus ball. Charlie will meet them all. On the summer solstice eve, the circus ball is in full swing, with the Parisian elites entranced by burlesque dancers, tightrope walkers, a jazz band, and a horrific murder. A wealthy but unscrupulous investor is dead, and the list of suspects is a veritable who's who of Le Haut Monde. As Charlie tries to determine who the murderer is, she finds herself drawn into the magical parties, coucher houses, and bohemian wine bars of the City of Lights. Soon, secrets start to unravel, including some Charlie has a personal stake in keeping hidden. That's called The Paris Mystery by Kirsty Manning. And the next book is called The Spy Coast by Tess Gerritsen. Former spy Maggie Bird came to the seaside village of Purity, Maine, eager to put the past behind her after a mission went tragically wrong. These days, she's living quietly on her chicken farm, still wary of blowback from the events that forced her early retirement. But when a body turns up in Maggie's driveway, she knows it's a message from former foes who haven't forgotten her. Maggie turns to her local circle of old friends, all retirees from the CIA, to help uncover the truth about who is trying to kill her and why. This martini club of former spies may be retired, but they still have a few useful skills that they're eager to use again, if only to spice up their rather sedate new lives. Complicating their efforts is Purity's acting police chief, Joe Sebadow. More accustomed to dealing with rowdy tourists than homicide, Joe is puzzled by Maggie's reluctance to share information and by her odd circle of friends who seem to be a step ahead of her at every turn. As Joe's investigation collides with the Martini Club's maneuvers, Maggie's hunt for answers will force her to revisit a clandestine career that spans the globe, from Bangkok to Istanbul, from London to Malta. The ghosts of her past have returned, but with the help of her friends and the reluctant Joe Thibodeau, Maggie might just be able to save the life that she's built. And that is called The Spy Coast by Tess Gerritsen. So the next book is called The Connellys of County Down by Tracy Lange. When Tara Connelly is released from prison after serving 18 months on a drug charge, she knows rebuilding her life at 30 years old won't be easy. With no money and no prospects, she returns home to live with her siblings, who are both busy with their own problems. Her brother, a single dad, struggles with the ongoing effects of a brain injury he sustained years ago, and her sister's fragile facade of calm and order is cracking under the burden of big secrets. Life becomes even more complicated when the cop who put her in prison keeps showing up unannounced, leaving Tara to wonder what he wants from her now. While she works to build a new career and hold her family together, Tara finds a chance at love in a most unlikely place. But when the Connolly secrets start to unravel and threaten her future, they almost face their worst fears and come clinging or risk losing each other forever. The Connollys of County Down is a moving novel about testing the bounds of love and loyalty. It explores the possibility of beginning our lives anew and reveals reveals the pitfalls of shielding each other from the bitter truth. So that is called The Connollys of County Down by Tracy Lang. The next book is called The Sunset Years of Agnes Sharp by Leonie Swan. It's been an eventful morning for Agnes Sharp and the other inhabitants of Sunset Hall, a house share for the old and unruly in the sleepy English countryside. Although they have had some issues, misplaced reading glasses, conflicting culinary tastes, decreasing mobility, and gluttonous grandsons, nothing prepares them for an unexpected visit from a police officer with some shocking news. A body's been discovered next door. Everyone puts on a long face for show, but they are secretly relieved the body in question is not the one they're currently hiding in the shed. Sorry, Lilith. It seems the answer to their little problem with Lilith may have fallen right into their laps. All they have to do is find out who murdered their neighbor so they can pin Lilith's death on them, thus killing two old birds with one stone. Cold killer. With their plans sorted, Agnes and her geriatric gang spring into action. After all, everybody likes a good mystery. Besides, the more suspicion they can cast about, surely the less will land on them. To investigate, they will step out of their comfort zone into the not-so-idyllic village of Duck End and tangle with sinister bankers. Broken stair lifts, inept criminals, the local authorities, and of course their own dark secrets. That's called The Sunset Years of Agnes Sharp by Leonie Swan. And the next book Okay, so the next book is called Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. And this title is available in our large print collection. Masterfully blending elements of psychological suspense and true crime, Jessica Knoll, author of the best-selling novel Luckiest Girl Alive, delivers a new and exhilarating thriller in Bright Young Women. The book opens on a Saturday night in 1978, hours before a soon-to-be infamous murderer descends upon a Florida sorority house with deadly results. The lives of those who survive, including sorority president and key witness Pamela Schumacher, are forever changed. Across the country, Tina Cannon is convinced her missing friend was targeted by the man papers refer to as the All-American killer, and that he struck again. Determined to find justice, the two join forces as their search for answers leads to a final shocking confrontation. Blisteringly paced, Bright Young Women is Jessica Knoll at her best, an unflinching and evocative novel about the tabloid fascination with evil and the dynamic and brilliant women who have the real stories to tell. That's Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. And the next book is called Goodnight Irene by Luis Alberto Urrea. In 1943, Irene Woodward abandons an abusive fiance in New York to enlist with the Red Cross and head to Europe. She makes fast friends in training with Dorothy Dunford, a towering Midwesterner with a ferocious wit. Together, they are part of an elite group of women nicknamed Donut Dollies, who command military vehicles called clubmobiles at the front line, providing camaraderie and a taste of home that may be the only solace before troops head into battle. After D-Day, these two intrepid friends join the Allied soldiers streaming into France. Their time in Europe will see them embroiled in danger from the Battle of the Bulge to the liberation of Buchenwald. Through her friendship with Dorothy and a love affair with a courageous American fighter pilot named Hans, Irene learns to trust again. Her most fervent hope, which becomes more precarious by the day, is for all three of them to survive the war intact. Taking as inspiration his mother's own Red Cross service, Luis Alberto Urrea has delivered an overlooked story of women's heroism in World War II, with its affecting and uplifting portrait of friendship and valor in harrowing circumstances. That's called Goodnight Irene by Luis Alberto Urrea. And the next book is called Let Us Descend by Jasmine Ward. Let us descend, the poet now began, and enter this blind world. Inferno by Dante Alighieri. This title is available in our large print collection. Let Us Descend is a reimagining of American slavery. As beautifully rendered as it is heart-wrenching, searching, harrowing, replete with transcendent love, the novel is a journey from the rice fields of the Carolinas to the slave markets of New Orleans and into the fearsome heart of a Louisiana sugar plantation. Annis, sold south by the enslaver who fathered her, is the reader's guide through this hellscape. As she struggles through the miles-long march, Annis turns inward, seeking comfort from memories of her mother and stories of her African warrior grandmother. Throughout, she opens herself to a world beyond this world, one teeming with spirits of earth and water, of myth and history, spirits who nurture and give, and those who manipulate and take, while Jasmine leads readers through the descent in her fourth novel. It is ultimately a story of rebirth and reclamation. From one of the most singularly brilliant and beloved writers of her generation, this miracle of a novel inscribes Black American grief and joy into the very land, the rich but unforgiving forests, swamps, and rivers of the American South. Let Us Descend is Jasmine Ward's most magnificent novel yet, a masterwork for the ages. That's Let Us Descend by Jasmine Ward. And that's the end of our little book talk for this month's season's readings. So thanks for tuning in, and please consider following us on social media for more recommendations and Holly Jolly Hagaman goodness. So our handles are Facebook, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter /X is at Hagaman Library. Instagram and Threads is at Hagaman_East Haven. And to check out any of our new and featured fiction, please visit us either in person or online at www.hagaman, library.org. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And please come in and check out our holiday displays, and I hope to see you all soon in the library. Thank you so much.